President Trump could be looking for a new nominee to be the nation's drug czar after reports his nominee might have hastened the opioid crisis by sponsoring legislation signed into law by former President Obama and may have ties to the pharmaceutical industry. President Trump said he'd take a closer look into a report that is picked to be the nation's next drug czar actually championed a law that hurt the effort to combat the opioid crisis.
If I think it's 1% negative to doing what we want to do, I will make a change.
Tom Marino and Tennessee Republican Marsha Blackburn sponsored the Ensuring Patient Access and Effective Drug Enforcement Act, which was signed into law by then President Obama.
Our legislation is simply to ensure that patients who have a legitimate need for medications can receive them.
Critics argued that the new rules made it more difficult for the Drug Enforcement Agency to freeze suspicious narcotic shipments of companies suspected of dispensing excessive amounts of opioids. And Blackburn now says any unintended consequences from the bill should be addressed. That Marino and Blackburn have received significant campaign contributions from the pharmaceutical industry since coming to Washington isn't by itself unusual, but it does complicate the president's decision to nominate Marino, who's been accused of being too cozy with the industry.
His nomination has to be carefully reviewed. At this point, what might have been something routine has become something, I think, very controversial.
And the president said a special announcement about the battle against opioids should come sometime next week.